Hey y'all, it's Boots. It is demo day for the sleeper on the 68. So I'm going to give you a quick look inside and show you what we're looking at. So here's the headliner for this. Goes all the way across. It's a plastic piece, but it's got, let's see, it's got a hole in there. That was for probably a light. We've got some AC and heater controls here. And then these are those, this is a, sorry, don't know the exact name of this, but this is a clip that's got like this cross wire behind it with a big head on it. And this has a big arch and then this panel at the end. And what I'm going to do is that panel is going to be, this arched panel up here is going to be one, I plan on making it part of this sidewall here and then just cutting out the portion for the door. So that's all going to be, my plan is to make that all one piece and then to make the arch across here all one piece, which I'll have to score the plywood in order to get those curves in it. But that's the plan. And then of course the doors will be done. This is really old school here. I'll pull this latch. There we go. Lots of, Delray keeps asking me how we're gonna catch the nagas to get their hide and the, oh, what kind of fur does he call this? I don't know, he's got a joke about it. Anyway, we're gonna rip this apart today and I'll show you as we go, but it is gonna have to get completely gutted. There's my parts box. This panel actually lifts up so that you can get to this little cubby hole from inside the truck. And then Delray's got new speakers he wants to put in here, so those are going to come out. But under this carpet, you think, oh, this carpet's really not bad, and it's not. And but I don't know if we'll be able to reuse it because it's probably glued down. But you can see the floor is rotten in here. So this is going to be a complete gut job, and we're going to end up starting from scratch. So that'll be lots of fun, right? So all this is going to come out. We'll probably be able to reuse this piece of plywood here. That's, well, maybe, because look, I've got rot in it on the edge too. But we'll see what we can do with it. So anyway, ready to rip it apart. Stay tuned. Okay, so we got the trim piece off all the way around here, and these sides were not one continuous metal strip. they were broken into 2 metal strips, so like this. So when we put it back together, I'm pretty sure, first of all, they weren't long enough. There was a space in between of them. And I did order the accordion boot. The suggestion was taken, and I did order that. It's a 4.5 inch, which will be plenty, and that should be here in just a couple days. And I have dismantled or taken loose this first panel. It had flathead screws. Don't you love flathead screws? I had to tear the lining up, the upholstery up, in order to get to everything. So apparently when they put it together, just a technique, this was something that they just used to cover the corner and the screw holes. So anyway, we're gonna pull this out, and hopefully I've got it loose. There is this lip right here that seems to have a metal frame to it, and it is not structural, but it separates a cubby hole back here where there's a heater vent and AC, and I guess you could store stuff there. It's not very big, but let's lift this thing out of here if I can, one-handed. It's well, I'll let you know when I get it. Okay, 4 more flathead screws at the bottom, and we are out of here. All right. Panel number 1 out, and God knows how many to go. Okay, so that cutout, that is for that bar right across there. So here's the inside look of where that panel is going to go. I'll try to back up as far as possible. Sheet metal behind it. That's just gross water damage. And onward we go. All right, this is where we're at so far. We have all the black furry panels out of the sleeper all the way around. And I just want to point out one thing. Okay, so this back wall is a 4x8 sheet of plywood. Will do this back wall all in one swoop. They actually had 3 panels back here. So I just want to point out, if you ever do this and you're taking out panels, there's time between the time you take it out and the time you recreate it, and things can get upside down in that amount of time. So I just wanted to point out that I have numbered all the panels on both the wall, and this one was actually missing. There was no panel there. So you can see I've put numbers on all of these walls where the panels came out. And here's our pile of panels. And just want to show you, not only do you need to put the number on it, but you need to put the driver's side or passenger side, and that one's the only one without an arrow. I guess I figured common sense. Okay, so there's panel number 9. I have an arrow pointing up, and that's the passenger side. And just one more I'll show you. Like that's panel number 6, and that's the top. The common sense would tell you, because there's a cutout there, but if you get to the middle of a wall, you know, things are not always square. So you need to mark the up. Okay, so the next part is we're going to take out this top piece, and then we'll have it almost gutted. We've got Delray and I were just talking about that rotted corner there. As expensive as plywood is, and this looks like it's 3/4 inch plywood, and it's good every place else, we may just throw a coating of fiberglass or something on that corner so we can reuse it, but we'll see. All right, stay tuned. Okay, so this is where we're at. I have not done the ceiling yet, but I did take out the bed board, and I took it over to Delray for his consideration, for him to decide whether we're going to replace it or if we're going to patch it. So I took out the bottom here, and it was in 3 panels. I take pictures of everything when I take it apart, especially where wires go, so that if I need to remember, you know, which wire goes on which plug, I can usually figure it out because of either the way the plug looks or the wire indication. I don't think we're going to reuse any of this wiring, but I'm just pointing this out that when I've taken my dash apart in Victoria a couple of times, I've actually taken the dash out and taken it into the kitchen and scrubbed it down, which is pretty crazy. But so this was in 3 pieces, and again, I just wanted to show that driver's side, this is side up. This was the middle panel, and it's pretty obvious that the lip goes up, but and then this other panel, passenger side up. The other thing I did was, because this was a box, I took a permanent marker and marked where these boards will go that actually hold this box in, so that when we go and rebuild this floor, we'll already know exactly where to put the framework. And I'm not sure if that's an animal nest or insulation or what, but you can see these wires. We are not reusing the wiring in here. So anyway, let me get on that ceiling. Okay, we got a little Willy Wonka action going on here. And what I mean is the ceiling is falling. There we go. It's all loose. Now I got to figure out how to get it out of one of these holes without completely destroying it. So stay tuned. Okay, that wasn't actually as difficult as I thought it would be. It did go through the sleeper door that doesn't have the lip in front of it like that one. So it went out the driver's side door, curled up a little bit. It's a little bit flimsy, caught on a lot of the nails still sticking through. This insulation, I guess I'm gonna have to rip that out too, because that's got water damage and stuff from a leak. So let me show you the Kenworth canoe. We have, yeah, Kenworth canoe. I don't think it holds water though, or keeps water out. So anyway, there it is. There's the headliner, and let me go rip out some insulation. Okay, there's one side of the insulation in our Kenworth canoe out there, and I didn't really want to take this insulation out, but it just needed to be done, and I will show you why. I'm going to close this door, and those white spots right there, that's daylight coming through the top. So there's some fiberglass work that needs to be done on the inside here, and so you can't do that without taking the insulation out. So we got a big one right there, so I'll have to take a DA and sand this top up, the roof and inside the roof, and then get the fiberglass work done, and then replace it with some new fiberglass or some new insulation. Any suggestions on the insulation? I was thinking hush mats, but you know, I haven't investigated this one yet, so comments, leave us a note. So now I gotta take out this side. So, and I already know, look at that spot right there. Well, that's bare, but no insulation there. So another reason, I mean, it just wasn't insulated all the way anyway. So, okay, stay tuned. Okay, so we're looking at the floor through the toolbox or dog door opening here on the passenger side. And I have taken out the heater that used to be there. It's now right there. And this floor, while it's got some give to it, and there's a, oops, sorry, my finger. There's a hole there that I can lift up on, and it comes up. I don't see any way that it was attached on the edges. There's no screws going through this. So I'm thinking that it was glued down, and I might just come out here with my jigsaw and cut it up to figure out what's going on. But you can see, do you see the slant in it? It is rotted down there. And yep, it's got to come out. So stay tuned.